I got a comment on that. Please try to change the question and the down or the other way. It seems to be easier to define exactly where the military technology is used than the civil technology. We at SAAB, we will use commercially available technology codes wherever possible. And of course, if it's not possible, it's not possible. Then you need to find something else. So when it comes to computer hardware and components, they are normally today specified. They are available on the market. The source code is used, open source code is used for the software. When we do the software coding, we are building models of the functionality. These models can then automatically be generated. With a tool, you can automatically generate the software. If we look on composites, composites is used in both military and civil applications. And I think the requirements is very similar. Maybe there are temperature spectrums which need to be covered, etc. But the goal is, of course, to get the weight down, get the maintenance cost down, etc. So maybe there are differences, but I'm not sure that there are so big differences. But one thing which is important is that military applications have more stringent requirements on security solutions or safety. And of course, if vibration levels are much higher than the components, for example, are specified for, then actions need to be taken to lower the vibration levels. But maybe you are not changing the computer hardware as such, or the components, but you need to build it in no other way, so they will not be subjected to all the environment, for example. So on the system sides, we are, as I said, we are using model-based engineering, the model-based engineering concept. So instead of try to directly describe the functionality in code, you are building a model of the function. And of course, this will there need to be some sort of standard, of course. And it's working around this RINC 653 standard. As long as it's built according to that standard, you can choose any hardware. So that you are not depending on a certain supplier of the hardware and so on. And the combination of this model-based systems engineering and the RINC in the development is that you are lowering the lead times dramatically. You get away from handovers and you are using the same functional models all through the development steps. And I try to remember when I saw this the first time, and I think it was when I worked in another department, we were looking on how to make models, or functional models, how to try to describe the functionality in models. I think that's around 15 years ago. And during the years we have worked with that and built up more and more knowledge. But at the same time, all the tools, softwares and everything have become available to be able to do this. And this with automatic code generation, that's is of course a big step. So to answer some of the questions you talked about earlier, what were information technology? Of course, for documentation, we use commercially available softwares like Word and Acrobat or whatever. And for graphical tools, CorelDRAW, PaintShop, yeah, the information, the tools which are there. For simulation, have powerful software packages you can use. You don't need to develop the software yourself today. It's freely it's not freely, but it's available to buy. And you have also tools for simulation and modeling, building these functional models. So that's commercially available things. Also on the airframe development, this is coming. It's a model-based definition. You use a 3D representation and secure an efficient information flow, because everyone in the chain have the same model and the same information. It's much quicker when you send out a concept for review. You send the model to the people, engineering people, to the installation people, to manufacturing, etc. And they can look on it. So the power of three-dimensional is easy to understand the information, and you can of course present it in a two-dimensional for the manufacturing guy. So there will be no drawings in the workshop. There is a computer screen which the operator looks at, where he has a drawing. And in this way, you reduce. In this way, we reduce the time and to change things. And this is just a picture of how it could look like in the workshop. Here is really the assembly of some type of unit, and he has the drawing on the computer screen. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for your patience and your listening.
Thank you, Dr. Albertsson. I'm going to now open for questions. I'll permit myself to be the first one to ask a question. I'm sorry if I'm going to be straight, but in order for us to understand, we have lots to learn with the possibility of cooperation with SAAB, but I have one specific question. Is SAAB willing to extend its cooperation in all these areas that you mentioned, even if there is no order from the Brazilian government? Or this is dependent on an order from the Brazilian government?
You need, of course, to have an incentive for doing things. But you come up with a proposal of a joint development program, for example. We need to find the financing of a development program, etc.
Let me tell you why. Defense is a priority area in Brazil.
I know.
It means that the Brazilian government is approving many projects that's related to defense. And as you mentioned, the civilian part of the technology that will be used at the World Cup and the Olympics, it's also a priority here. So SAAB could be part of all of this if SAAB would be a part of the Brazilian development. That means the opportunity is there. It's a question of the willingness of the company to be part of those opportunities. Any company that is installed in Brazil can participate. Doesn't have the origin of the capital is no matter.
No, I would guess that it would be an interest for SAAB to participate in that, even if there is not an order on the FX, which of course I hope there will be.
Yeah.
But I think there are other areas where we can have cooperations.
Okay, Glauco, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your presentation. I have two questions. Sweden ranks among the top investors in science and technology, and some people say that because the Swedish investments, they are too focused on science and technology,